Hey, Bucks here. So today I want to talk about my opinions about what MUT 22 should be, should do, should change, should branch. I don't know, dude. We're going to go over my thoughts, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below about, what you think should change. I'm going to give my opinions, and we're just going to, fly through it, I think, because I got a lot of thoughts, and let's get to it. All right, we're going to start off kind of with more quality of life stuff before I move into more like game-changing. I guess there's a lot of game-changing stuff in quality of life. So let's just get into it. The attribute scale, right? Madden always starts, especially with physical attributes. I'm talking about MUT. Sorry, this is a MUT focused video, not Madden gameplay at all. MUT always starts with the guys having, Tyreek on a theme team had 95 speed to start the year. So really, there's only 4 speed to go. Madden needs to use the entire attribute scale, right? They even though these golds, I see his catches at 18. Why don't they do that with more stuff? Why is speed on a lineman as some of the slowest guys out there 57? Why is that seemingly the lowest number you're giving them is low 50s? In the 40s, look at MLB The Show. They're shameless. They'll give a guy 0 speed. And if that guy complains about it on Twitter or something, EA should just be wrong. Just respond something like, "Hey, get faster, slow boy." It makes no sense to me why we're only using the 50 to 100 or 50 to 99, or they just go over 100. Right? They don't seem to want to go over 100, but they got to do something more with attributes to add the longevity of the game. Physical chems need to go. We'll go over to team chems. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's kind of my opinion on that. So with that MUT, they need to show the odds on limited time cards. They need to show the odds on all packs in the store that are not just buyable with real money. So these things, when we look at them, oh wait, what are my chances of getting, say, Night Train land out of the training variety pack? I don't know, it just says kind of casual things. There's no real odds here. What are the odds in each one? So it offers us a little bit more of a opportunity to kind of make an informed decision. The lottery doesn't make less money because people know the odds. They're still making a ton of money off of it. So I think more odds, more transparency in the game would be great. I want more custom art. Remember OBJ and AB? Is that from a couple years ago now? They have that with the MUT Heroes 2, I think I remember. But right now they just take photographs from, I don't know, some photograph service, whatever one they contract with. And then they post them on the cards. And they do the custom art for the backgrounds and the side panel right there. Get rid of the side panel and get rid of the boring ass borders too, where they're not actual cards. They're freaking items is what they call them, because they don't want to get sued for calling them cards. Team up with Panini and release these things as physical cards. The physical card market's insane right now. Can't even keep the product on the shelves. I don't know why Madden is not capitalizing on that. That's just insane to me, why we don't have physical Madden cards out there. I love old Madden cards in my possession. Be hey, remember that golden ticket Megatron from 16? I spec'd so many dudes with that. I made so many guys rage quit with that guy. So they need to do that, right? They need to make the cards actual cards. Maybe they can contract with the old card companies to kind of print those ones, like MLB The Show does. Mickey Mantle's rarest card of all time is the collector reward, which is one of the hardest things to do in the game, and at least initially. After a while, it gets a little bit easier, but they need to make that happen. So more custom card art. Traits need to be on the card, right? I shouldn't have to go to MUThead to see the traits on a player, right? If I compare them or something, I guess I got to go here and options to compare them. Backed out too far. But I want to see the traits there, right? We just added weight this year. Why can't we add something like the traits section, upgrades, attributes? Maybe I scroll down, they have the weights, and at the bottom they'll have all the traits on the card, right? The traits are in, I shouldn't have to go into regular rosters to look at the guy's traits, right? It should be there for them, and then they can change them as they get higher end cards. The guys improves through the year, maybe he gets a team of the week performance. That's super clutch, so he goes from clutch no to clutch yes. Stuff like that would be an ideal change. So more of that information, like I said, transparency on the card would be hot. I want, when you move a team from a player, a veteran card or a power up, Moss is a good example of this. Between 84, I know Cunningham's got multiple numbers. I want the ability to change the number along with what team that they're on, right? I want, so the guy in the field comes out in jersey number 81, I think Moss also wore, instead of 84. So give me that option, please. It's a very small quality of life thing, but I know a lot of people have been begging for it for their favorite player when they were on their favorite team. Practice mode for MUT needs to be done. I don't know why we don't have a practice mode for MUT. Makes no sense at all. why we can't use a MUT team in practice mode, why we can't use it against other teams. MLB The Show has does a great job with that, being able, basically, I can pick out anybody on the leaderboard in MLB The Show and say, hey, I want to practice against their team, and they allow it, right? We can make up custom rosters, and they allow you to custom practice against that team. So, sad, right? Top 3 on the screen on the pregame. Instead of that, have the load screen show your opponent's most used plays and full team lineup. Maybe a lot of people would dashboard, but we're already getting a lot of dashboards as it is. Dashboarding was a bigger problem. Still, when we only had top 3s, Madden 15, 16, we still get it in 21. So obviously, fixed dashboarding disconnect losses are major deals. But I want a little bit more information. Like, all right, what kind of, like, in any sort of, sense of the word, NFL coaches have like scouting reports on their opponent. Right? And if your opponent's going to spam one play the whole time, you should come out into the game. All right, he's going to spam that one play. Because we're going to find it out soon enough. So let us know on the loading screen, and then we can kind of mentally prepare for it. I want custom audibles, holding play game to game. That should have been in the game when they put in custom audibles. Formation subs, I don't know why we don't have formation substitutions, and that doesn't hold game to game. I think franchise even have that, like the long abandoned franchise, which you guys are forced into it by, the Twitter sphere. Like, why do we not have that right here, like the team strategy, go into like the playbook and put in our formation or some other way of doing it, our custom formations substitutions. We need more vintage uniforms and stadiums. Now we do have it. We got a couple, right? More, please. Stadiums especially. I don't know. It might take a while to make stadiums, but should have more of that. I think it'd be more fun, more depth. I would love custom stadiums, right? Like build your own stadium as you maybe start with like a practice field, and then as you win games, you can build bleachers, and the more fans and the more bleachers and stuff that you fill, more coins per win that you get, and kind of tie it back into MUT that way. Then you kind of like build a stadium. You can hang your banners for all your Super Bowls, your weekend league finishes. Like, oh, you finished number 23 in weekend league, and you can hang that banner. You can do stuff like that, put in boxes, and basically create a stadium that can be shared between MUT and franchise mode. Would be kind of neat to build up and add a little bit more to the RPG aspects of the game. The leaderboard is trash right now, right? The leaderboard right now, awful. If you go to seasons leaderboard, it's just whatever bot has the most wins, right? It's like, they're not all bots. EA's, eliminated a lot of them, but there's still a ton of bots on the head-to-head season leaderboard. It needs to be elo-based, right? It needs to be just like weekend league. Like this guy, Cuarte Dam, which he's the last bot on the leaderboard right now. I know they eliminated 3 since I checked on Saturday, I think. So they got a couple more gone. Maybe it was Friday or Thursday. They got 3 more, 3 gone. One's here. This used to be a quarter to a third bots, but EA hopefully is working on that, because bots, they're literally taking over, and it's ruining people's game experiences, having to sit in the freaking game for 30 minutes, because these bots don't just quit out anymore. They gotten much more annoying. Like, everybody's like, oh yeah, we used to farm them for millions of coins, and people still do farm for millions of coins, but get rid of the bots, get those out of the games. The leaderboard, the number 1 guy shouldn't be like, you shouldn't have like just over a 500 record number 1, right? The guys that really should be number 1, Vose, who's got a high winning percentage, right? So that way it's like elo based, like where there's actually a reason to be on the leaderboards. This guy's got a 2-to-1 winning percentage, which is okay, I think. This guy, Volterax, he should be number 1, right? 1150. As horrible of a human being he is, that should be the number 1 player on the PlayStation leaderboard. So, yeah, that's what it is. That needs to go to elo, so people actually care about it. What happened to budget cards? I don't know why we don't get budget cards anymore, like Madden 16 era. Basically, overalls are kind of stuck. We don't kind of have those budget ballers nearly as much. Some guys do get some high speed and stuff, but overall, the higher the overall, the better player is, which on one hand is kind of, it makes it simple for people that don't understand the game that much. Just get the highest overall card. He'll perform the best with some exceptions outside of speed and abilities. But like overall, there needs to be like lower overall cards that maybe there's like a 83 overall guy with like 96 block shed or something. Like, okay, well, I can sub him in for run situations, that I can make subs for pass situations. So that way guys with budget squads can compete with guys who just high overall 99. So hopefully more of that in the future to have more specialized cards would be kind of neat. I think there needs to be exclusive card rewards for draft champions and salary cap, right? So like if you're looking at these things, like why would I play draft? Why would I play salary cap right now in seasons? Well, there needs to be something like we're grinding for, right? Okay, say you get, all right, if you go, I don't know, because draft, like MLB The Show has 12-0 in draft, you get literally the best cards in the game. Like, it's insane. So maybe they got to do something with draft where, okay, say you get 25 wins over a week, you get a certain card. Like they used to do that with Super Bowls back in the day. They could add that to seasons too to get us to play more seasons besides for salary cap and draft. So like more exclusive card rewards to these game modes to drive engagement to it, I think like is needed. Powering down a card should give us 90% of our training points back versus only 50, right? When I get 2 training back, I only get half the training when I power down a card after trying them, which sucks, right? Because you lose a ton, right? If I power down Thorpe after using him, I'm not only losing like, whatever auction value that because I got him day 1, but I'm also losing 11, 18, 21, or I'm like 25. So I'm losing 12,000 training, which is, 70,000 coins or so, depending on how you get them. And that kind of sucks, in addition to the abilities or whatever. So please make these power downs back 90% like the rest of your game instead of 50% like it is now. Better communication. Emily the Show does content schedules. Please, like, Madden did it for like a couple months right there in the middle of the year, but we kind of got to wait for a bit. So more like content schedules. Treat us like adults. Let us know, hey, this is what we're thinking coming out, and then like ahead of time, if something goes wrong, you can let us know and just communicate to us. Like the worst is not knowing and being like expecting something and not getting it, right? Like going to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, they're like, hey, the wait's gonna be 15 minutes. They seat you in 30 minutes, you're pissed because you expected 15 minutes before that. But they say, hey, the wait's 45 minutes. You're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm here. I'm just gonna wait 45. And they seat you in 30 minutes. You're I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, they got us in faster than they said they would. So please try and do that. Give us, expectations, and then if you can't meet them, let us know. But try, you don't have to overpromise, undeliver, but like just let us know ahead of time. Like, hey, these are generally what we think is coming on. So please communicate with us better. More AP tuning through the year. I thought the AP tune, like in December, was offered like a shot in the arm to the game. It changed up the meta a bit. It offered like some new combinations that we were trying out versus like just the most popular things. Like Double or Nothing got nerfed, which was great, which was awesome. One Step didn't, which was sad. Acrobat did on safeties, cornerbacks, it's still there. So more of that going forward, and balance tuning and changes to the ability system would be nice. House rules, I don't know why we don't have more house rules. Where are they? You could just repeat some of the favorites through the year, right? Like make I don't know how many house rules we've had over the last couple years. Probably like 30 different ones. I mean, you could just repeat those over and over every week or two. Offer a good new reward, and boom, it's done, right? Control-C, Control-V, make it live. Just don't do the ones that were awful and annoying, like the one that you can just like run up against the line of scrimmage, and then as soon as the ball snaps, they just run around and tap you. That shit was awful. Solos need more variety. I don't know how you do that. Like, I would ideally make it like Rocket League, where like you change up different attributes, like physics, rules, like, right? Be more like house rules solos too, right? Like you can change up. Maybe it's 7-on-7, right? I don't know if they have the combine drills in the game. I have those. Maybe the gauntlet in the main menu. Maybe you can make the gauntlet into a solo, and then allow us to do that in MUT. That'd be kind of fun. I want creative play, but this is more like pie in the sky stuff. Creative play. You give us a bunch of route combos, and then like basically we can go on the field like with all the route combos in the game. And we can kind of put guys in different stuff. Like instead of like back in the day, we used to be able to draw our own plays like a head coach and old Maddens. That got really glitchy, but like giving us certain routes allow us to do that with all the same like routes that maybe EA has for their teams. But like what I'm talking about, like the gauntlet is like in here. Where's the gauntlet? Exhibition, skills trainer. The gauntlet in the skills trainer portion was what I was talking about. We can talk about the yard, but I don't really want to. Let's talk about that maybe some other video. Power up passes 100% need to detract. Leveling needs to change. They got to get rid of the thing where you just repeat the same solo over and over again. And that's boring. It's stupid. Leveling doesn't matter, right? If somebody tells me to level 90, I'm like, okay, cool. You grinded out a solo. That's exactly what I did. You grinded out a solo. You got a bot to do it for you for 6 hours. Congratulations. You leveled. What do you want? Like a cookie? Whereas like if somebody now with the show is like a prestige level early on in the year, you're like, whoa, this guy's a freaking grinder. This is important. This is impressive. Right now, levels mean nothing, and I hate it, right? Levels should show the power level of somebody, not how often they repeated the same streak solo, the same Jack Youngblood kick return. So make it mean something. Give us experience points for playing solos, but only allow us to do it once. And then give us, you have to earn it through head-to-head seasons, weekend league, draft, squads, head-to-head. Give us regs experience points for that, solo battle experience points. So make it so players, have to actually earn it by actually earning it. instead of just, making a bot do it for them. Auction house, this limit where you can only post 20 cards at a time needs to go. That's got to go up to like 100, right? I'll take 50. I think Thief is at 50 or something. Maybe it's 100. Let me know in the comments. That needs to go up from 20 to higher. We need things to do in MUT that isn't gameplay. Sets like Silver Master, Gold Master, Power Up Master desperately needs to come. We need something to bring value to pack trash, even though, like, here's the thing. I think they've done a decent job this year bringing value to pack trash. We've seen they've done that with, like, the all-rookie promo. Like, not these exchanges, sorry. These players down here. Like, I love these sets, right? We're able to bring in and take, basically, our low-end cards, 87s, 85s, 83s, and turn that pack trash into something a little higher. Now, sometimes these sets are not really like winners, but I like this idea, right? Maybe make more of this stuff, but with silver and gold cards to bring value to that pack trash. But I will say gap packs, which shoot out silvers and golds, have been very valuable all year. So EA's done a pretty good job at that, at least returning value for those people that rip those packs and some of those low-end cards. So overall, I think they're doing a pretty good job with pack trash, but the more the merrier. I want packs and packs again like we used to have in like Madden 15 and 16 when you open a pack. Oh, hey, there's another pack. Let me open that one too. I like the rolls, the training re-roll that we got. That one's freaking phenomenal. This is like the best thing, especially with the limiteds in there, that's happened to MUT in a little bit, right? That training variety pack is so cool. I love this. And what it does to limited card prices because everybody's pulling for it. We're, obviously burning training for it, and that's good for EA, but we're also lowering the price of limiteds because people are pulling a lot more limiteds now, and that, I think, is good for the game, too. So, there you have that. I talked about creative stadiums, abilities. Don't talk about, not really, this is really an ability video. Chemistry, I feel like needs to change. But I don't need it to change a lot, right? Like I said, physical chems need to go, but team chems need to stay the same. Team chems, if anything, should be boosted, right? I just think, like, the design decision around team chems it's strange, right? I don't love that Leroy Glover right here gets basically, like, 6 theme team chems. It makes it really easy to make theme teams, but that means they got to lower the boost for theme teams, right? If it was actually hard to do theme teams, then they give us bigger boosts. So I don't know, what do you guys want? Do you guys want an easy to do theme teams and lower boosts like we have now, or like it was 2 years ago where it was harder to do theme teams, but we got +3 speed? So let me know what you guys think about that. I prefer it the old way, but I can see the value because I've loved Leroy Glover, Sam Mills. I can see MUT Master doing it. MUT Master I'm fine with. Level rewards we'll talk about, and Andre Johnson here in a second. But I know what you guys think about chemistries and how easy it is to team chems, but I want college themed team chems too. That kind of, like, get more innovative with it. Remember back in the day, me and Tex had a conversation about this in DMs. Like back in the day, we're like, in 17, we had those boosts where you had to have a specific card. Now, I don't want those specific boosts on it, but I don't mind having something like, all right, this guy's on a 3-4 team, this guy's on a 4-3 team, and then, like, 4-3 teams would have amazing boosts to linebackers, coverage, maybe allow them to jump. Do something to, like, balance them out versus safeties. And then the 3-4 boosts would allow players to boost up their power move, finesse move, that kind of stuff, the edge abilities that, like, 3-4 guys do. Then maybe block shed for defensive linemen. So, like, it boosts block shed for defensive linemen, and then pass rushing for linebackers in the 3-4. And then middle linebackers kind of get screwed. Whereas, like, in the 4-3, maybe it increases pass rushing for D linemen, but zone coverage and that kind of stuff for those linebackers. Allow us to specialize our lineups that way. So that way, because we already naturally get those kind of players in our lineups anyways, right? We naturally get, although Curse, I'm playing more of a nickel package, so it's like Curse, Donald and Smith in the middle, and then Thomas on the other edge. So I'm playing more of a nickel package, and so I don't really have a 3-4D. Like, you have nickel chems too, right? To allow players to play that. But so that's something, an idea, harkening back to old ones that further in-depthen our chemistry boost system. So that's I don't know. I just like more team building options. I know Tex really loves team building, so I try to have a conversation with him on that. And really the only team building we have right now is just theme teams, right? That's kind of really all we do in MUT. And MUT, I think, its biggest strength is team building and putting together your ideal roster. So allowing us to tweak and improve our ideal roster and our very specific gameplay styles, I think it's kind of nice. I do really think that. So that's really kind of what I want to talk about. Leveling. I talked about the leveling and how awful it is for like how levels, but like level rewards, right? So level rewards right now are kind of awful, and they changed them, they nerfed them, because I think like people were just like buying them and then selling and transferring. I don't know what they were doing, but they nerfed them and made them horrible. So maybe do it like MLB The Show, where we get custom cards once we hit certain levels that are nat. I mean, they're all nat onto the account, and that's MLB The Show, and people love that system. So you can do that. You can copy that if you hate this way. Just give us more custom cards instead of one level master like Andre Johnson. Now all of a sudden we have 15 level guys that increase in overall and power level up to like the highest few, which are like the highest overall. And as we get more levels, we get more players for those levels. And of course, more pack rewards on the leveling too are nice. Instead of having to pay for them, allow us to actually like, just get them for free and kind of, enjoy the, gold player packs or whatever base packs they have, gridiron packs for level stuff going forward. So, otherwise Pro Fantasy aren't bad either. Stuff like that, right? I don't mind that at all. I think MLB runs a very successful game like that. But let me know what you guys think. With MUT specifically, gameplay is not this video, on what you want to see changed. Until we meet again, appreciate y'all.